I'll start with you. What's your reaction to Caitlin Clark winning Time Magazine Athlete of the Year?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates.
Sheryl Swoopes is stirring up drama again, questioning Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year award. However, the Indiana Fever's GM is stepping in, refusing to let the controversy escalate without addressing it head-on. This clash is heating up.
We've never seen anything like Caitlin Clark.
Indiana Fever GM Amber Cox isn't holding back as she challenges Sheryl Swoopes head-on. In a fiery interview, Cox shuts down Swoopes' unfounded allegations, defending Caitlin Clark and the entire Fever team with authority. She also offers a refreshing look inside the Fever's locker room, exposing just how off-base Swoopes' claims are. Cox's bold response not only clears the air, but also delivers a blow to Swoopes' credibility. Is this the final chapter in their feud? Get ready as we break down the drama, the facts, and Amber Cox's game-changing response to set the record straight.
She has so many fans, and you saw it across arenas. I mean, people are moving games because so many people wanted to see her.
Just when it seemed the drama had settled, Sheryl Swoopes is back, taking aim at Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year win. What should have been a celebratory moment for women's basketball, Clark's face gracing the iconic red border, has turned into another controversy. This recognition is monumental for the sport, but Swoopes has a new bone to pick.
The longest time the WNBA has been trying to get on this global scale, and I feel like that's the direction they are finally headed. I think that WNBA fans have always been proud supporters and pushers of the advancements of this league, but sometimes it takes a certain star of a certain caliber to really just expand and explode the league from the inside out, and that's what Caitlin Clark is.
Sheryl Swoopes couldn't let Caitlin Clark enjoy her well-deserved moment. Instead, she caused a stir on Jill's arena with a less-than-supportive reaction. Rather than acknowledging Clark's achievement, Swoopes questioned the award's criteria, implying Time Magazine forgot how to select their Athlete of the Year.
The fact that that's the very first WNBA player to ever win Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is pretty special. And my question is, like the criteria, is it based off of her performance on the court, which, yeah, she had a great year, or is it more about the impact that she had on the game this season?
What's even wilder, Swoopes boldly suggested Aja Wilson should have been the pick instead. Now, no one's denying Wilson's greatness, but this isn't about comparing players. It's about celebrating Caitlin Clark's undeniable impact on the sport. Swoopes' comments weren't just off the mark. They cast unnecessary shade on a moment that should have united women's basketball.
Aja Wilson in there.
That was just basketball.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it just the performance on the court, or
It's global.
else?
I think it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Here's where it gets interesting. Amber Cox, the new GM of the Indiana Fever, wasn't about to let Swoopes' comments go unchecked. In a recent interview, Cox came out swinging in defense of Caitlin Clark. She didn't just disagree, she completely shut down the negativity with authority.
Caitlin Clark was recently named Time's Athlete of the Year.
Cox made it clear what should be obvious to anyone watching. Clark's win is a huge milestone for women's basketball. She emphasized how Clark's popularity is attracting new fans, filling arenas, and inspiring the next generation of players. Cox didn't hold back, stating that Clark fully deserved the award, highlighting not just her on-court dominance, but also her powerful impact off the court.
I think Caitlin Clark deserved that award. What Caitlin Clark did, because so many eyeballs were on her, was she is a huge multiplier effect of.
Cox didn't stop there. She explained why this recognition is so important. It's not just about Clark. It's about lifting the entire sport. Cox highlighted how Clark's success is opening doors for all female athletes, creating opportunities that were once unimaginable, and paving the way for future generations.
Like, I don't take anything away from other players that brought more eyeballs. Angel, Cameron, right? Like, the identity and how much brand recognition these players now have in college absolutely help the WNBA.
Cox isn't alone in her assessment. Basketball experts everywhere are backing Clark's selection, highlighting how her college performances shattered records, her ability to drive unprecedented viewership, and how she's reshaping the conversation around women's sports in a major way.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the...
Experts are pointing out what Swoopes seems to have forgotten. Athlete of the Year isn't just about stats. It's about impact, influence, and advancing the sport. In 2024, no one did that better than Caitlin Clark, with her historic senior college season and record-breaking WNBA freshman debut.
Now that her college career is over, it turns out there's nothing Caitlin Clark can't do!
With all these facts laid out, you'd think Swoopes would back down, maybe even admit she spoke too soon. But think again, Swoopes isn't done. This time, she's not just targeting Clark, she's aiming at the entire Fever organization. Remember Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's superstar guard who's been dominating since 2018? Well, according to Swoopes, Mitchell's days in Indiana might be numbered. But before jumping to conclusions, let's take a closer look at what's really happening and whether Swoopes' claims hold any weight.
Obviously, as we get into free agency, the number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season last.
Kelsey Mitchell has been a crucial player for the Indiana Fever, known for her impressive three-point shooting and scoring prowess, earning her a loyal fan base. When Caitlin Clark joined the team, excitement soared at the prospect of these two offensive talents teaming up. However, Sheryl Swoopes claims the Fever is sidelining Mitchell in favor of Clark. She argues the team is neglecting their longtime star to focus on the rookie sensation, even suggesting Mitchell might be considering leaving Indiana because of this. Let's dig deeper into what's really going on behind the scenes.
So here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
If Swoopes' claims are true, it could pose a serious issue for the Fever. With Mitchell's free agency approaching, rumors like this could impact her decision to stay. Additionally, if players feel there's favoritism, it could lead to locker room tensions. However, Swoopes hasn't always been the most reliable voice regarding Clark and the Fever. Before jumping to conclusions, let's hear from someone who truly understands the situation. Amber Cox, the Fever's GM, who's ready to clarify the facts and set the record straight.
So we want to reunite Caitlin and Kelsey. And Kelsey, when I think about her and her time in Indiana, and, you know, a lot of trials and tribulations throughout her career. So for me and for us, I'm most excited for her to be in this moment and experience so much success.
Cox didn't just disagree with Swoopes, she completely debunked the allegations. She made it clear that Mitchell is integral to the Fever's future, both on and off the court. Cox called Mitchell a cornerstone of the franchise, someone they're building around, not sidelining. She also shared that the Fever plans to expand Mitchell's role, aiming to create a powerful partnership with Clark that could dominate the league for years. As for Mitchell's free agency, Cox stressed that re-signing her is a top priority. She and Fever president Kelly Krauskopf are working hard to ensure Indiana remains a place where Mitchell wants to stay long-term.
We do have the opportunity to core her, and it would be sort of irresponsible of me if we didn't utilize that opportunity.
So, what's the bottom line? On one hand, Swoopes is making accusations without much proof. On the other, the Fever's GM is emphasizing Mitchell's significance and the team's efforts to keep her. It appears there's more to this situation than initially meets the eye.
Always kind of flew under the radar. I've always kind of been that person or that player, very conservative, very an introvert. So now I get to see the flip side of it. And it's kind of funny. I can laugh about it because I know it's come from a genuine place, but I embrace it from a standpoint of like people not, you know, guaranteed to see me play, and now that they do, I just hope I do right by it.
Sheryl Swoopes seems intent on proving that history is repeating itself with Caitlin Clark. Over the past year, Swoopes has relentlessly tried to discredit Clark, starting with that bizarre claim about her being 25 and playing against teenagers. This was just the beginning. Swoopes went on to predict that Clark's game wouldn't translate to the WNBA, dismissing her college success as a fluke. She even fueled rumors of locker room issues, claiming Clark's shooting would falter, her passes would miss, and she'd struggle to keep up with professional players.
Surprised by Caitlin Clark and the Fever's improvement since the Olympic break.
What?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
Five
Is
point,
that dominant?
5.6
Those are
turnovers
hell of
too.
a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not
Period.
dominating.
Clark's rookie season has completely debunked Swoopes' predictions. She's been scoring consistently and racking up assists that have even impressed veteran players. Clark isn't just keeping up, she's taking charge. While Swoopes continues to criticize, Clark is proving herself on the court. Each game she plays makes Swoopes' comments seem more and more incorrect. Clark isn't just silencing her critics, she's changing the game for rookies in the WNBA.
This ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I
don't want to be.
Imagine this. A team in chaos, players clashing, all because of one rookie star. Sounds like something out of a soap opera, right? Well, that's the narrative Sheryl Swoopes is pushing. But what if everything we've heard about the Fever's locker room drama is completely off? Let's break it down. Swoopes has been painting a picture of turmoil in Indiana, claiming Caitlin Clark's arrival is causing jealousy and leading to players wanting to leave.
Think about this team, and obviously I was not here, but you could see and I've heard about how close this unit was.
Here's the twist. The actual Fever players and staff are telling a completely different story. They're showing strong support for one another on social media, working seamlessly together on the court, and praising Caitlin Clark's incredible work ethic. Coaches admire her leadership and how she's elevating the entire team. Now, let's hear from Amber Cox, the team's GM. In a recent interview, Cox shut down Swoopes' claims with confidence, discussing how tight-knit the team truly is. She highlighted a culture where every player, from veterans to rookies, feels valued. Her message was clear. This team is united, not divided by jealousy.
Leadership, CEO, all the way down through the company, every single person that I have talked to is, how can I help? Whatever I can do to lend to the success of the Fever, continue the growth, however I can, to a person. Everybody wants to be a part of it. So it's really cool to step in this environment and have this entire organization pulling in the same direction.
So why is Swoopes spreading these claims? Her story doesn't align with reality at all. It seems Swoopes is relying on social media gossip, grasping at straws with no solid evidence.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay. But just,
I'm talking about more social.
Is this truly about basketball, or is there something more behind it? As we examine the situation, we may uncover why this WNBA legend is focusing on the league's rising star. You'd expect Sheryl Swoopes to support the next generation, but her actions toward Caitlin Clark suggest otherwise. What's driving this tension, and what impact could it have on the future of women's basketball?
I think we're obviously at this very pivotal time in the WNBA, and obviously led by the Indiana Fever. But I think all those experiences will lend themselves to hopefully doing the best job possible here.
Let's zoom out and consider the bigger picture. Women's sports have come a long way, but there's still work to be done. The WNBA continues its fight for recognition, respect, and equal pay. You'd expect pioneers to support emerging talent, as success for one should elevate the entire league.
At this incredible inflection point, and it feels like for the rest of the world, the light switch has come on, and everyone now understands what we all know and love about the WNBA, how tremendous these players are on the court, but also what great people they are off the court.
But Swoopes seems to have missed the point. Her criticism of Clark is baffling and could undermine the sport she helped shape. When a legend attacks a rising star, it sends a damaging message to fans, sponsors, and young athletes. The twist? Swoopes' negativity has only strengthened support for Clark.
Say it all the time, 1 through 12. We've got incredible stories to tell. And I think this spotlight gives us the opportunity to create even more of a platform for every single one of our players, not only on the court, but off the court.
So while Swoopes might be throwing shade, she's inadvertently highlighting something incredible. The WNBA community is more united than ever, working together for the sport's future. One legend may be stuck in the past, but the rest are forging ahead. And that's great news for the game. Despite Sheryl Swoopes' criticism, Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball is undeniable. She's breaking records, drawing huge crowds, and boosting TV ratings. Clark is exactly what the WNBA needs: energy, excitement, and new fans. While some resist change, the league is embracing this new era. It's a win for everyone who loves the game. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.